Let's start by recalling what a rational equation is. The word rational means it has a fraction in it. The word equation means it has an equal sign in it. So a rational equation is a statement that has an equal sign and a fraction. And the fact is we can get rid of the fractions in the process of solving such an equation by multiplying both sides of the equation by the least common denominator. It doesn't work when you don't have an equal sign, though. You can have fractions in an expression, but if there's no equal sign, it's not an equation. So you cannot get rid of the fractions. So did you know you can get rid of them in an equation? And here's the review. Equations have equal signs. Let me show you an example of a rational equation, an equation with fractions. 2 over x plus 3x over 2 equals 1/3. There's an equal sign, there's a fractions. Now, expressions have no equal sign. So here's an example of a rational expression. No equal sign, so we cannot get rid of these fractions. 2 over x plus 3x over 2, no equal signs. See the difference? Okay, so let's play with this. We're going to do a little pop quiz and find out if you can identify the equations with fractions, which are the ones we can eliminate fractions in, and the expressions with fractions where we cannot eliminate fractions. Our first example, deciding whether this is an equation or an expression. Part A. 1/6 times x plus 7/2 times x equals -4. Solution. Part B. z over 12 minus 2z over 3 plus 1/4. And part C. 1 over w minus 1 plus 5 over w plus 2. Now, solution. The first dude has fractions, but it also has an equal sign. That equal sign makes it an equation. Part B and Part C have no equal signs. Those are only expressions. We cannot eliminate fractions in expressions, only in equations. Okay, so we can get rid of fractions in equations. Okay, so if you have fractions in the statement with the equal sign, you can get rid of it. We do this by multiplying both sides of the equation by the least common denominator of all the equations. So you examine all the denominators, all the bottoms, and come up with the least common denominator. Okay, example. We're going to eliminate fractions in the following equations. Part A. The first equation is, you'll notice there's an equal sign here. It's the 1/6 times x plus 7/2 times x equals -4. So we have two fractions, one with denominator 6, one with a denominator 2. Therefore, the LCD is equal in this case to 6. So multiply both of the two terms on the left by the LCD 6 and the one term on the right by the LCD 6. Simplify and we get no more fractions. X plus 21x equals -24. Fractions gone. Part B. Let's take something that looks like a previous example. Let's put an equal sign in it. 1 over w minus 1 times w plus 2 plus 5 over w plus 3 equals, let's see, w plus 2 to the -1 power. We're going to make that to the -1 power. Now the LCD is w minus 1 times w plus 2 times w plus 3 because w plus 2 to the -1 power is actually the same as 1 over w plus 2. We'll mention that in a moment. So multiply both sides of the equation by the LCD, w minus 1 times w plus 2 times w plus 3. And you're going to see something happening here. See, I rewrote the right side as, I'm going to rewrite it as the LCD times w plus 2 to the -1 power. That's 1 over w plus 1. 2. I'm sorry, 1 over w plus 2. That's the same thing. Okay, so when we cancel the common denominators on the bottom and top, we end up with w plus 3 plus 5 times w minus 1 times w plus 2 equals w minus 1 times w plus 3. Okay, and here's the thing I was talking about. The w plus 1 to the -1 power on the right side of the equal sign, that's really the same as 1 over w plus 2. Okay, so you had to recognize that that was really a fraction on the right side of the equal sign, and that's why it was part of the LCD. Don't simplify, because in this question I was only asking you to eliminate the fractions, not to solve.